Since time immemorial, food has remained and will continue to be one of the most important basic needs of man. Human beings need daily intake of food to provide the required nutrients the body needs for its day-to-day activities. In Nigeria, rice is one important and popular staple food which has a high demand. The immediate past administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari invested massively in the domestic rice sector so as to strengthen and support the sector through the Anchors Borrowers Program implemented by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which claimed to have empowered over 4.7 million rice farmers across the country. The Buhari administration also closed the country's borders in 2019 to curb smuggling activities that flooded the country with foreign rice. The action considerably increased domestic production from 2.1 million tons in 2015 to roughly 5.2 million tons by 2022. An agriculturist, Dr. David Ogunshade, believes that banning rice importation when the country cannot produce enough to feed its teeming population was out of place.
The policy of the former federal government has been misplaced in the sense that you don't ban importation of food when you cannot produce enough. That was the first mistake that we have made. It is reasonable to say to ban foreign food in order to protect home industry. But as I always say, reality must cut across sentiment, because these are sentimental issues which has nothing to do with reality. The reality of the situation is that we are not producing enough food for our population is increasing on a daily basis.
Investigation reveals that despite the massive intervention in domestic rice production, the cost of the product is rising daily and may soon be out of reach of many Nigerians. Reports say a 50 kg of locally milled rice is now sold at between 37,000 and 42,000 naira, depending on the brand and the location, contrary to when it was sold for 20,000 to 23,000 naira years back. An environmentalist, engineer Kamaruddin Odesami, identified flood that swept away farmlands last year as contributory factor to the continuous increase in the price of rice. He advised both crop and animal farmers to be wary of the location of their farmlands in order to minimize losses that may arise from flood.
Any plantation should not be done within the floodplain, because that one will waterlog, and anything in essence is bad. Even we as women, if you eat too much, drink too much, it will have negative impact on one's health. Though as we are aware that water is good for the plant, but if it comes in excess, it will still damage it. So it is necessary, if possible, create paths for the water to flow within your farmland.
Speaking in the same vein, Dr. Ogunshade called on government at all levels to invest more on all agricultural produce and not limited to domestic rice production alone. This, he maintained, will ensure abundant food production at affordable prices for Nigerians.
We should diversify the food production, not only concentrate on rice. We also have other staple food like cassava, like maize, like yams, like potato, all of them. So you should also finance, you should also give these farmers loan, not only giving money to rice farmer. So I think it's lopsided. So until this is corrected, I think we are still going to face with this food scarcity, and the suffering will continue.
The respondent also urged the government to tackle insecurity headlong and provide realistic palliative for the masses to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.